we'll go ahead and get started. Well, every few other people are joining us in the room, but hello, everybody. My name's Brook Moore. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships here at Thalamus, and I am filling in tonight for Dr. Jason Reminick, CEO and founder of Thalamus, who could not be here tonight, but he says hello and congratulations to everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the third part of our Gear Up for Residency with Thalamus webinar series, and today we're joined by PracticeLink, which we're really excited about. Thank you all on the call for spending part of your evening with us tonight, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, if you're joining us for the first time, or if you're here for the first two webinar sessions, welcome back. As a quick background, Thalamus was born from a real-world challenge. So back in 2012, during Hurricane Sandy, Jason, our founder and CEO, was a residency applicant himself, got stranded in New York City with all of his interviews being canceled, and didn't really have great options to reschedule, reroute, and was kind of left out of the process a little bit. And that experience was quite frustrating and sparked the idea for Thalamus. So we fast forward a decade, we're celebrating our 10th year anniversary this year. And in that time, we've connected thousands of programs with hundreds of thousands of applicants, including many, likely all of you who may have used our services for the 2024 match. And that's just really the beginning of our story. We were founded in 2013 by Jason and our co-founder, who is the program director and associate DIO at the University of Rochester, named Susie. And the rest of our team has grown alongside Thalamus. So today we're kind of a vibrant mix of former program coordinators, GME leaders, researchers, software engineers, and many, many more. We recently held our all hands retreat in Texas. So that the upper right picture is us a couple years ago, actually, I think about a year ago. The bottom picture, we've probably doubled in size at a minimum. And so that's, we were in Austin, Texas about a month ago. But we're not just building software. We're on a mission, really. Thalamus became a public benefit corporation back in February of 2024. We're really committed to closing access gaps and promoting diversity in medicine. We conduct a lot of research on how geography and market forces shape the match and help track trends and improve our services year over year. And our core goal here is to streamline the residency application and recruitment process for everybody. We started with our powerful software, but we're constantly innovating to provide more resources for applicants along their entire career journey. So one of the ways we do that is through our sister nonprofit organization that we founded, Thalamus.org, which provides financial assistance in the form of grants and scholarships to medical students who are underrepresented in medicine to navigate the transition to residency. And this past year alone, Thalamus.org awarded over $40,000 in scholarships to medical students. And we're proud to partner with organizations like the American Medical Student Association and the Student National Medical Association to further our mission. And as a physician and former applicant himself, Jason and others here at Thalamus, including myself, former program coordinator, for the last 10 years prior to joining Thalamus, we understand the challenges that you face. So this is our team here on the right at the AAMC's Learn, Serve, Lead conference last November in Seattle. We're really trying to get out there and talk with students to get feedback to help us solve all of the challenges along this process. And the feedback is very important to us. That's exactly why we collaborate with organizations that you know and trust. Including these ones. We're excited to offer this curated webinar series designed to empower you as you transition from medical school to residency. And this series kicked off a couple weeks ago with Doc to Doc discussing the 6 ways you're wasting money to provide valuable financial planning and management tips for entering residency training. And our second session dove into all things physician loans with a team of experts over there. And then tonight, our special guest is PracticeLink, a leading physician job board and recruitment company, and they are presenting their first practice resource, the Resident and Fellow Career Guide, that's packed with a ton of valuable information that they'll get to in just a minute. And finally, we'll wrap up with the series with Student Loan Professor and their proven strategies for managing student debt. So this series kind of was a labor of love for Jason and many of our team members. We put it together to provide a comprehensive overview of crucial topics as you prepare for residency and beyond. So we just want to say congratulations on reaching this milestone, and we're here to support you no matter where your path leads, even if it includes a potential fellowship in the future where you might see us back at Thalamus again. So tonight we're particularly excited about the session. Again, I'm filling in for Jason, but he's there on the left. But we're joined by PracticeLink here. There's several folks on the call from there today, including JoAnne Rootes, the Provider Services Administrative Supervisor there at PracticeLink. And as a quick backstory, Jason and Thalamus have had a great history of working together. In the past, PracticeLink, they've had many interactions over the years, including Jason providing some content, I believe, for their magazine at one point. But both companies are quite mission aligned. We value the connection that we've established, which is why we brought them to join us here today. And I don't know, Charles and Christy on the call, did either of you want to introduce yourselves really quick before I hand the mic over to JoAnne?
Sure. So my name is Charles Lowry, and GME is kind of new to PracticeLink. I actually worked in higher education most of my career, and worked with years 3 and 4 at a medical school for quite a long time before being recruited to come over to PracticeLink. They have a wonderful service. The GME department, again, is fairly new. It's about 6 to 7 months. And we basically, what I do as GME director is I visit residency programs and medical schools and give a presentation on finding your first career. And I do that as a free service. And it's a necessary thing, more than you would think. I meet a lot of third-year residents who are 3 or 4 months out from finishing, who haven't started looking for a job, or who are just using Google to look for a job. So we found that gap needed to be filled. They needed a little bit of help and a little bit of streamlining in the process of finding their first career, and so that's what I do for PracticeLink. Great company, and again, a free service for graduate medical education.
Thank you, Charles. And Christy, I think you're on the line too. Did you want to say hello?
Sure. Yes. Thank you. Hi. Christy Bray, Chief Strategy Officer for PracticeLink. I recently joined just a couple of months. Ken Allman, our founder of PracticeLink, which was founded 30 years ago. So we've been around since before the internet and the job board. So my background is in-house, so serving large organizations in Nashville, Tennessee, to help recruit physicians and advanced practice providers in the employed setting. But recently joined Ken, Charlie, and JoAnne and the rest of the team to work through some of our future strategies to help support our healthcare providers, as well as our healthcare organization clients. So thank you so much for hosting us, Brooke.
Yeah, thank you both. It's never too early to think about the next steps, even beyond your training. So on that note, I'll pass it over to you, JoAnne, and if you want to pull up your slides, we'll flip over.
I'm unmuted. It took me a second to get there. All right, and let me share my screen.
And I didn't mention yet, if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A. We'll try to answer them along the way. If we don't get to them, we will have a Q&A session about 15 minutes or so. We'll take any and all questions that you have with our folks here from PracticeLink today. So thank you, and it's all yours, JoAnne.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. And I'm JoAnne Rootes, and I'm the supervisor for our department. And I've been with PracticeLink for about 10 years now. And I absolutely love my job. I get to go to all the different conferences and talk to the different doctors, residents, fellows, and just tell them how we can help, what we can do for them, and help y'all just know the process and what to do when, basically, in your job search. So what my team does, I'll start with that real quick. What my team does is we reach out to anyone at the different conferences or the people that create profiles on our website. It's absolutely free. And we reach out to anybody who does that to get a little bit more about what you're looking for. Basically the where, what, and why behind your search. So as you start looking and applying, the employers have a much better understanding of why you want to be where you want to be and why you do what you do. And we take great pride in getting to the bottom of your search and helping you find that right fit. So that's what my team does. And there's Charlie. He just spoke a bit ago, and he's the sweetest guy. Hopefully with him on board and doing what he's doing now, we will just continue to grow. And we've been here for 30 years now, and we just keep growing and getting better and learning as we go. And this is the 10-step job search timeline. Basically, just the first practice, that's what this is all about, knowing what to do, when to do what in your job search. So you're going to start your search, you're going to write your CV, and it just shows you when to start doing all of that. And it just, like I said, it just keeps going and shows you everything you need to know. So we have thousands of posts on our website from the employers. And so we're basically the meeting ground between you guys that are looking for a job, once you get to that point, and all the employers that are looking to hire you. Kind of like Indeed, but exclusively for the medical field. Let's see, next. So we do suggest you write a little blurb about yourself, a cover letter, professional summary, whichever you feel fits you the best. We do have a lot of people ask for help with those, and we kind of point them in the right direction on what the employers might be looking for, a little personal note about yourself, so they just get a better feel of you. Let's see. And here's more, just writing that cover letter, letting them know why you'd like to work at their facility, what you would bring to the table to make you stand out, and why they should really hire you over the other people that are applying for the same job. And we do have another platform on our website. It's Physician CV, which this is really handy. You can just plug in your information, your medical school, your research, your papers, your publications, all of that, and it will actually build a CV for you, specifically your own. And it's all yours. You can tweak it as you go, add as you do things, and that's a really nice thing too. And then it's all yours for the rest of your life. And as long as you're practicing or just in doing. And here, yes, you want to highlight your assets. And we always suggest leaving out the gaps in anything that you may have done, because it doesn't help to put them out there. If the employer wants to know, they're going to ask. And you could have taken a leave of absence for health reasons, family reasons, whatever. And they'll listen and they'll ask. So just put your best foot forward and make yourself shine. And that's what you should do when you're highlighting yourself. And here, again, you're going to want get your references in order. Those GME leaders, anybody that has helped you along the way and knows your strengths and would give you a really glowing reference. It's really a great thing to have that, because references are key in anything, any walk of life you do, they're key. And it's also giving you the support you need to move forward in your career, and they'll help guide you as well. Not sure exactly how many references you should have. I guess it just depends on you and as an individual, but I would say at least 3 to 5 references. That's just ballpark, and you can go with more or less, but that's a good number. So, your employer can get to know you, get a bit better that way as well. And yeah, again, get your references, because you want everything lined up. So when you start applying to things, it goes smoothly and you have all your ducks in a row, basically. Just talk to your directors, talk to your mentors, talk to everybody, and have them all write up anything that they want about you, hopefully all good stuff. So, and yeah, so yes, be true to yourself. Be who you want to be. Let yourself shine through, because that's really important. So the employer does have a better idea of you. And you can start reaching out to those employers. You can start calling, emailing, applying, and you might just apply to 100 jobs. I'm not expecting to get that many replies, but it doesn't hurt to get yourself out there. Put yourself out there and just apply, and hopefully you'll get a nice influx of interested parties for you. And the last thing there was getting ready for your interview. I clicked it too soon, but definitely prep for your interview. Be on par, be smiley, especially if it's in virtual mode. Look at the camera, stand if you have to, because that makes a better presence, and just speak to the camera, speak to the person that's on the other side of that camera, because that's important to have them see you and hear you. And talk about, be true to yourself. You want to make sure you make your money, of course, but you want a good work-life balance. So you're not working yourself to death and leaving your family home, sitting by themselves, never seeing you. So you just have to really try to work out what is the best path for you and what works for you, because everybody's different. So just keep on rolling. And money's good. Obviously, money's good, but it's not always cut and dry, because you might want to be in a specific place for specific reasons, family, life, whatever, and the pay might not be that great, but the job could be phenomenal. It could be exactly what you're looking for, where you're looking for, and all of that. But on the flip side of that, you want to make your money, because you're going to have to pay off all this debt you have from going to school. There are some loan things that Thalamus was just talking about. They do have different shows, different programs to help you to lean that way as well. And what type of practice do you want? There's so many different ones out there. There's private practice, there's group practice, there's hospital employed. There's just so many out there. You have to really think of what you want to do when you start practicing. When you get close to that point, you really have to stop and think. Do I want to work in a great big hospital? Do I want to, be 2 people in an office and just seeing the regular people all the time? You just have to really think about what your goals are. And there again, it's not set in stone. You might start out going, yeah, I just want to be working in a great big hospital, fast paced, seeing thousands of patients a year, and then go, okay, after a year or two, that go, okay, that's a little much. Let me slow my roll a little bit and just go a little less fast paced, or vice versa. You might start out slow and go, this isn't for me. I need a little more. I need a little more excitement in my job. I need to work a little harder, see more people, treat more people, make them better. So you have to take all of these things into consideration. And here we get a lot of these type of questions too. Permanent, locums. The permanent, of course, it says for itself, it's a permanent job that you're going to be working, whatever your schedule is, that's your schedule. Locums are nice if you want a little side gig and have a certain time that it would be really good for you to work and be able to fill the gaps of somebody that's on leave or on vacation. So those are really good things to think about as well. We do have a lot of doctors that are in residency and fellowship, and they're actually doing some like locums and stuff like that on the side to help pay the bills. Government practice, that's more like the VAs and things like that, or working for the Army or that type of thing. And there again, it's whatever you think you want to do. We do have a lot of Army, or the VA, excuse me, we do have a lot of VA jobs on our site because the VAs are hurting for good doctors, as we all know. So that's basically what that is. And again, reach out, ask questions, just talk to these different employers to find out exactly what they expect and what they are looking for. And that way you can find out your niche, where you want to be. Okay. Oh, this kind of stuff that I was just going over a little bit ago. So, so yeah, do you want to spend your time clinical or just, being a jack of all trade, wearing those various hats, doing a little bit of everything, your hand in all the little pies. A lot of people like that, but others like to just work solely, do one thing and just do that really well. And there are some people that really like to work with others and just get their input and work as a team. And there are others that like to be just solo. They've got it. They don't need anybody else. Well, they do need them, but they don't have to have somebody holding their hand, walking them through, because they've got it. They know what they're looking for. And there again, do you want to be surrounded by people practicing a variety? Or do you want to go dig deeper, be into a very specific specialty, go into those different fellowships for all the different things you can be? And we do hear it a lot too. They start out in school and they think they're going to be this is what they're like. Yep, I'm going to be a family medicine doctor. That's what I've been dreaming of my whole life. Then you get into school and you start learning and start seeing and being hands-on, and just, you might go, oh, well, I think I might want to go do critical care because I think I can help those people because I'm a quick thinker. I can work in that fast pace. So you'll go into different branches just because you'll find your niche. You'll feel where you are needed and what your heart feels. Yeah, and what other commitments and restrictions are on your plate? Do you have, family, or do you have to be in a certain place because of whatever your lifestyle is? So you have to think of those things too, of where you want to be and why you want to be, because they're very important. And your personality and lifestyle. We do have people that only want to be in warm weather, or only want to be in the mountains because they like to ski, or want to be around a river because they like to boat. And the hours, of course, you guys know that, long hours, crazy hours. And some people want 8 hours. That's all I want to work, 8 hours a day. When others are like, yeah, I can do 12. And again, it's just really, or be on call a whole bunch. It just depends on your style, what you want. And there's a whole bunch of different things that you really should be thinking about. Again, we help you. We've talked to doctors still in school, and we help them create those profiles. And then we continue to touch base throughout their careers and just say, okay, you're done with this now. Let's move on to the next step. Are you still wanting to be here? Okay, no, let's change that. Let's fix it. So the employers know exactly what you're looking for. Yeah, and again, do you like the predictability of 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, or do you want to be just whenever and wherever you're needed, pretty much 24/7? So, and again, it's just all the things I've been saying all along is those last couple of questions. Yes, know the timeline. That's what First Practice is all about. It's the 10-step guide to show you where you need to be in every step of your journey of your life. So reach out to the employers, write that resume, write that cover letter or CV, and do what you need to do to just be ready and get those references. While you have those people that are your person right now, get those references. So down the road, a couple of years down the road, they have a whole new batch of people, and you want them to be fresh and remember you because you're standing out to them right now. In PracticeLink, that's PracticeLink right there. It's our job board. We've been around, as Brooke said, we've been here 30 years this year. And I'm quite proud of that. I think it's amazing that a company started by one man 30 years ago, before the internet, before all of that we know today, thought of this and is still around and has continued to grow and be such a wonderful company to work for and to be a part of. I'm absolutely proud to be here and to help as I can. And working with recruiters, that's absolutely up to you. And I stress that we are not a recruiter. We are a job board. I don't take any money from you for helping you. You don't pay me for helping you find that great job. It doesn't work that way. There are recruiters that have your best interest at heart. But I think we're the best because we just help you because we can. And that's what we do. We make money by the employers posted on our website. So that's why it's all free for you guys to use. Always free. Oh yeah, attend the specialty conferences and the exhibition halls. I love going to these different specialty conferences because I get to meet you all face to face and talk to you, and you can just see and hear the excitement in my voice as I talk to you, say, you know, this is how we can help you. This is what we do. And it's a great networking opportunity. I get to see people that I've seen in many other times, and then I get to meet a whole bunch of new faces too. But this is a really good way to meet those people, build those, you know, that network that you're going to need as you move forward in your career. And there again, pretty much what I was just saying, networking, absolutely. Networking is key. You just shake hands, say hi, smile, just talk to everybody you can. And most of the people at the different conferences really want to share their knowledge and help you along your journey. And yeah, we have a lot of people that do the lectures and research and present their posters and all of that. And it's a really good way to get yourself out there again, just showing who you are and what you do. Yes, and expanding your knowledge. Knowledge is key, you know, and just growing as you move forward in your journey. And we do have webinars as we're doing right now, and virtual career fairs. And they're pretty cool too, because you can live, they're live. When you do the virtual webinars, you come into the career fair and you can click on the different employers that you'd like to talk to. And then you just kind of wait in a queue. You don't have to stand there waiting or sit there waiting. You can go talk to other people in the meantime, but when they're ready and you're ready, it will pull you in, and you can actually sit there and talk to the different employers face to face from the comforts of your home. So you don't actually have to hop a plane and go anywhere. So it's a fabulous way to get in touch face to face with the different employers and just talk to people and just know what you're looking for. And yeah, I can't say enough about our virtual career fairs and our webinars. They're fabulous. Oh, there we go. I got to start paying attention to this a little bit more. So yeah, you'll see which employers are there to hire the physicians, and you can just see a little bit about each of the different employers. And there's like a little room, like I said, you can click on the doors, and I'll just have you wait, and you can go talk to other people while you're waiting and not have to stand in line. And I'm doing air quotes there, in line. So, and it's really good because you can keep talking to these different employers for the whole time. And you're, like I said, from the comfort of your home, and you're seeing employers from all over the country, which is great. Yeah, and we encourage everybody to attend the career fairs. It doesn't matter if you're still in school. It helps you start networking early. Residents and fellows, absolutely, because you're right there. You're starting to think, oh boy, I'm getting closer to the end of my school, of my residency, my fellowship, and I really have to start thinking about where I'm going to be next. So that's really important because you can start networking right there. And we do also have a lot of practicing physicians that have been practicing for years, and they're just still like to keep an eye on what's out there, because you just never know. You know, life gets crazy, and it might be like I don't know, up in Buffalo where it snows a lot, and you're just like, okay, I can't deal with the snow anymore. I can't deal with the cold anymore. Let me see what's out there. And then you'll talk to an employer from, I don't know, the Carolinas, where it's pretty nice. So it's really good to just see your options and what's out there. And again, anybody who's looking for help and advice, because that's what we're all here for, is to help you along your path to becoming a physician in the best physician that you can be. And that's share your research and consider presenting. When you go to the different places, you can present your posters and share your knowledge with everybody else that's in the room. And it's a good way to network. I'm not just say network until you guys are tired of hearing it, but it's extremely important. Just get yourself out there. And yes, prepare for your interviews. Be ready. As I was saying in the very beginning, have a nice clothes because they're going to see you. Even if it's virtual, they're still going to see you. You want to have that smile on. You want to be ready. You want to have all your material front and center so you know who your potential employer is going to be and what you want to say and what you want to ask for and the questions you want to ask. And I think that's the next slide, actually. Oh, okay. So yes, you're going to be prepping for your interview, and that's where you're going to be just practicing. Stand in front of a mirror. That's really a good way to feel better about speaking and feeling more confident about the way you talk and the way you come across. And again, smile. It's helpful to smile and just be yourself. Nope, wait a minute. I already did that one. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, you're going to make mistakes. We're human. It happens. But you don't want to, you need to really prepare. Be ready for what you got to do. And you want to follow up. When you have that interview, don't wait for the employer to reach back out to you. If it's something that you think it went well and this job is the job that you want, or you think you want, reach back out to them. It doesn't hurt. It just shows you have that initiative, that you're interested and you're not just going to sit back and wait for things to fall in your lap. So you really need to be I don't want to say aggressive. That's probably not the right word, but you want to, I guess aggressive. Put yourself out there and say, hey, I really like this. I like talking to you. I like the idea of this job. Where are we? Am I still in the running? That type of thing. And yes, dress appropriately. You don't want to come with a baggy t-shirt, hair a mess, and not look your best. So, just be appropriate, dress appropriately. It's important because that first impression of you is very important. So if you want that job, look good. Yes, eye contact is huge for me. That's just the way I was brought up. If you're not going to look at me when you're talking to me, I'm not that important. Or I don't know. There's just something about not making eye contact. It's a turn off. So I think making eye contact when whomever you're talking to is extremely important. And body language is important too. Don't sit there with your arms crossed, like slouching down. You need to sit up straight. Project that confidence that you have in yourself, that you're a good doctor and you'd be a perfect fit for this job. But yes, and articulate, be specific. Say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'd like to have. What do you offer? And all of that. And yes, confidence is key too. Just sit up straight, stand up straight. Show them that you're strong and you've got this. Know the right answers. That's important too. And it's hard to know the right answers because you got to figure out the questions first. But you'll learn to figure out the questions as you go, like what's the pay? How many doctors are involved? I think that's in one of these slides too. Sorry, I should have paid more attention to them. But there's a whole bunch of things that you'll want to know going in. Make notes, have a nice list ready so you're not going in trying to remember them off the top of your head. I write everything down. I'm a note taker. Yes, and write those thank yous. If somebody took the time to interview you, take the time to send a thank you note because it shows that you're a good person and that you're thoughtful and you're taking the time to actually say, hey, thank you for interviewing me. Might not get the job, but thank you anyway, because that helps build your character and that helps build you as a good person. Yeah, and here again, research your options, and there's questions on the next slide, I believe, to show you the different things you want to ask about, like again, the pay and what your hours would be, what the call schedule will be, that type of thing. And just get those interviews under your belt. You'll get stronger. You'll feel more confident as you go. And then evaluate your offers. Think about what the different places had to offer and what would fit best for you and your family. Because, this job might be, great pay, but a terrible location, or okay pay, but a fabulous location. So you just have to think about everything that matters to you. Their compensation. That's key. You guys have been going to school for a long time and you need to make some money. That's just the way life is. So yeah, here's some of the questions I was just going over. And why are they looking for a doctor? Somebody leaving? Are they retiring? And usually they'll tell you why. And like, again, how many doctors are on staff? How much call do you have to work? Some doctors say, nope, I'm not doing call at all. And some are okay with it. And some places need you to cover more than one hospital. Those are important questions, especially if they're spread apart, because you might be in the car way more than you think you should be. So look into all these different questions about the different employers you're going to be interviewing with. And yeah, turnover, you need to know that too, because why? If there's high turnover, why? Is the job that bad? Is the boss that bad? Why? Why is that happening? And of course, salary range. That's important because you need to know if you're going to be able to live on what they're going to pay you. So, and that's, and don't sell yourself short either. Know your worth. That's important. So, yeah. The loan assistance, that's key. We talked about that a couple of times. There's places out there that can help you figure out how to work that one. And I think we have some people that we're talking to besides with Thalamus and all that about how we can help you figure that out. I like this one. Does a community getting involved? You practice getting involved with the community. I think that's important because around here, there's a lot of community and a lot of people are involved in things with the different events that happen. And you see those doctors, those nurse practitioners, and it's nice to see them out and about and just shaking hands and being out there and being people, doing the different events that are hosted in the different towns. So yeah, all these questions are great ones to be asking. Yeah, just so you know, just make sure you have as much knowledge as you can. Think, prepare, ask questions. Super important. And again, I've been saying this one all along. Practice, stand in front of that mirror. Just be yourself and be confident, because confidence is key, and dress appropriately. Like I said, no t-shirts, no baggy jeans. And if you're going to be doing a virtual interview, you definitely want to make sure that your camera's okay, your mic's going to be working, because we all know in today's world, things happen. You could be ready to go and then something goes wonky. So just be prepared for all those little things that could happen. And yeah, make sure you have no distractions, because you are talking to your potentially future employer. You don't want the dog barking behind you, like my dog was just up here licking me. He's like, hey, where are you? So you want to make sure that there's not a whole bunch of stuff going on, because you need to be focused on that employer. Let them see your eyes, let them see you being focused totally on them and what they're saying and what you're saying. And yeah, it is an interview and you need to nail it, because this is how you're going to get that job. You have to nail it. Yeah, be ready to shine. And that's what we're doing. We're going to help you guys shine and just keep rolling and keep working and just show you how to do these things. Yeah, and just finding the right fit and finding the right spot where you want to be, and the offers. Again, it's kind of what I went over a little bit ago. What's the plans of the group? What's the leadership like? How are the offices managed? What's the staff like? Are they helpful? Are they just, and the benefits are huge too. and a lot of them have a whole bunch of different benefit packages. So these are all little pieces that you need to take into account as you figure out the compensation of the benefits and the real estate and schools. Of course, schools are big too. And what community activities are around for you and your family, because you need to have that work-life balance. Yep. Get that lawyer ready, because you're going to need them at the end to help you sign that contract and all of that. I don't know a lot about that because I don't deal with lawyers or attorneys, but if you asked, I would find out information for you. So I'm one of those people. You ask me a question, I might not know it right now, but I will look, I will find that answer for you and get back to you. And again, these are some of the different things that some of the places do cover, like the tail coverage and all of that, malpractice claims. It just depends on the facility and what you ask for. So if you need these things or want these things, make sure they're included, because you don't want to go in not having what you think you need. Yeah, negotiate your contract, of course. This is what you need to do to sign on the dotted line and find out exactly what you want. Yeah, again, contracts, that's past me. I don't deal with the contracts. I just help you find that employer so you can get that contract. Yeah, and of course, there are things that you're gonna see in a contract and be like, no, I don't want that, or yay, that's perfect. So you just have to really weigh everything that you're looking at. I don't know if the offer's good. Good question. Hopefully you'll know when you start doing what's a good offer and what you're looking for. And yeah, you have to have that guidance. You have to have that help, that all those mentors that you have, they can guide you. They can help you negotiate things of what you have no idea that is going to come up. And so you'll reach out to those people and they can help you along the way. And there we are, first practice. That's what I was talking about this last 45 minutes, longer than I thought it was going to be. And then we also have the PracticeLink magazine. They come out quarterly and they have some really great articles in them. And they're absolutely free. They're digital and hard copy, depending on how you like your reading material. And they focus on something, like the one here is contracts and compensation. So they all point to something. I'm sorry, I heard somebody talking. And these are the links, practicelink.com, that'll bring you to us here at PracticeLink, and the physiciancv.com, that's the one where I was telling you, you can plug in all your information, and that will help you write your CV and get that CV ready as you move forward in your search. All right, thank you. I believe I'm done.
All right, thank you, JoAnne. Really appreciate that. A lot of great resources. I know I've checked out your website before and have peeked at some of the magazines and the guides. So thank you for sharing all those tips and tricks. 10 seems doable to get prepared for your first job. I know it's hard to imagine thinking about your first practice spot as you just enter your residency, but it's a necessary mind frame to keep, to have, and to prepare for. We answered one question in the Q&A. I will open up the floor too. If you are a brave soul and you want to ask a question live, I'll make that available for you to unmute yourself. Otherwise, if you have any questions you want to put in the chat or in the Q&A, please feel free to do so. I did have one question, maybe while we're waiting, and if anybody else wants to chime in. But what is the way, I know, and Charlie's on the line too, about connecting residents and fellows with their next potential employer. Is there, like, what's the number one thing of all things, somebody now as a graduating medical student going into their first training program they could do or reach out to you for advice on?
Well, so I think that one thing to keep in mind that I'm not really sure that we had in the PowerPoint is a lot of programs while you're in your training. A lot of programs now are watching and seeking out folks to recruit, to keep. So always keep that in mind. Another hot thing that we see a lot of now is medical students, where third and fourth year students may be based in one hospital doing their clinical rotations. And before they finish their fourth year at that facility, the facilities are saying, if you will sign a contract with us, you can go anywhere and do your residency, come back and work for us for 3 years. We'll help pay off your loans. So little things like that are becoming a bigger thing. Seeing more and more students that are being recruited in third and fourth year to come back and work for facilities. So that's a big thing. But we do things. We have. Again, on the money making side for PracticeLink, we do have the healthcare facilities that pay to post their positions on PracticeLink's website. And so we have a very close relationship with a lot of those facilities. So we're kind of like a hand in hand, and I think as our GME department grows, we'll do a lot more in the form of connecting and having events tying those facilities to the graduates, to the job seekers. So we'll basically just take out all of that work. It's just going to be connecting those companies with people that are seeking them out.
Any other questions from our audience today? It's hard to be the first question asker. I think I see one in the chat from Cecilia. As trainees, when is it recommended to start looking for potential practice options? Should we be doing so throughout residency?
Brooke, it's Christy. I'm happy to take that one. Depends on the specialty you're training in and what is important to you. Just like JoAnne said, there's so many different practice styles. The thing as a recruiter, we always knew we couldn't change was location. And so if you want to live or be near a certain area in the country, and that's the most important thing to you, then you kind of focus your search in that area. If there's one or two health systems or a private practice that you might want to meet, maybe it's back to your hometown. That one's really easy, where you might know some of those local folks. But I find, just like Charlie said, a lot of health systems are starting to sign third and fourth year medical students as on match day. They're signing these stipend agreements where they're already getting paid while they're in their residency, and they know that they're going back to work in that organization. Some of the very large health systems have those, and even some of the smaller ones where they're trying to get kids to come to those rural areas in particular. But I think setting aside what is important to you in your life and finding that balance with what the work style will be. Hospitals work different than clinic work, different from being a surgeon in the OR, but figuring out as you go along your specialty path what might be the most important things for you.
And I would definitely recommend 18 months before you graduate.
No.
18 months before you graduate or before you finish, I think you definitely need to be hot in the search. We say 2 years, really start looking. It's good to know what's out there. You need to, even if you're a first year resident, there's no reason you can't use PracticeLink's board again, totally free service. You know, the landing page on PracticeLink will show you all the positions. You can search by region, by facility, you know, whatever criteria you want to put in the search, you can. And I think it's good to start as early as possible. There's nothing wrong with looking in your first year just to see what's out there, get a feel for it, kind of get a feel for the platform. Second year resident, you know, you're going to look around a little bit, but 18 months before you finish, you definitely want to be in the job search.
Yeah, thank you for those answers. Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely specialty specific. I know having worked in neurosurgery for 7 years and then cardiology for 4, there were definitely differences. Obviously, one in residency and fellowship, but then just in the matter and the manner that they how far they backtrack to recruit people. Here's another one in the chat. What tends to be the overall breakdown of academic versus community job postings, regardless of specialty? Who wants to take that one?
On our job board, oh, sorry. Hi, it's Christy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so there just intrinsically, there are far less academic jobs in the country. So most of the jobs that you see on the job board, I would say primarily health system or hospital employed positions. And those could be a variety, again, from surgeons to hospitalists to primary care. But just the way the mix shapes out within the country, there's not enough academic institutions. But we have close to 40,000 jobs posted right now. So I you know, you could find, we are the most job board, you could find whatever you're looking for. And there's an easy filter. If you do want an academic position, you can put that filter on and it will only show you those positions. So you're not trying to weed through things that aren't of interest to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I saw you had answered a Q&A about your filtering and the directly written in the chat, and it was related to the non-US IMG applicants. Do you want to speak to that as far as the services and what you all can provide for those who need sponsorship or are on visas?
Sure. So the health or the employers or the folks using the job board to post their open positions, they can select several, I think there's 11 or 12 different fields. So they can put, you know, student loan assistance provided, they can put J1 visa, H1B, those different support levels. So that just feeds into the job board. And when you go on to look for a job, you can make that a requirement. And it will only show jobs where that recruiter has said, yes, we can support a J1 or an H1 or O or et cetera. To filter down here, like Charlie said, it kind of gets rid of some of the others that you might not want to look at. You know, you can filter obviously by location, but there are just multiple ways where you could really narrow down your search to get to some of those the key people that you want to look at and potentially research, like JoAnne said, and network and reach out to those in-house recruiters.
Great, thank you. Any other questions before we log off? We are pretty timely here at Thalamus. I'm sure PracticeLink too. So we won't take you longer past the hour. So anybody who
I think Brooke, there was
sure.
There was one last, it's in the Q&A. I think they were looking for, somebody posted something about posting a link.
Oh,
and I think that'll come out in our,
yeah, do we, maybe the question
communication.
is, can we drop the link to the website maybe in the chat, or I'm not sure what the chart is. Maybe it was chat. Can we have the link to the job board on the chat? So we'll make that easier to find. We will also be following up with some more information for you all, for all of the folks that kind of partnered up with us to host these webinars as well. So you'll be getting some follow-up information from us as well. Also, these recordings will be available to you afterwards.
And please, anyone who has any questions, anybody who, if just call or email, I'm available anytime. So feel free to call me, email me. We'd love to help you if we can.
Charles, if you want to put your email in the chat for everybody, that might be a fine idea. But otherwise, we really appreciate y'all spending time with us tonight. And PracticeLink, thank you for joining and bringing your expertise and your resources to this audience today. If that is all of the questions we have, we'll log off and hopefully we'll see y'all again Sunday. Also, every webinar you joined is one entry into the raffle, and we will make that announcement of who is receiving the application fee reimbursement shortly after we conclude Sunday. So thanks again. We appreciate you. And Jason again says hello, and we'll see you again in the future, I'm sure.
Thanks for having us.